Some political drama is unfolding in Texas today as lawmakers there are set to decide if State Attorney General Ken Paxton will stay or go. The embattled AG became the third state official in Texas history to be impeached. The GOP-led House voted to impeach him in a 121-23 vote after accusations of corruption and bribery. Now his state Senate impeachment trial will determine if Paxton should return to his position. Correspondent Stephanie Haynes is live for us in Austin. Stephanie, Paxton has been most powerful political figure in Texas at times, but this really has bigger implications.
Nichole, it certainly does. And right now we are in full-blown trial mode at this hour. We are just hearing opening statements. They are about to wrap up. We heard from both the House impeachment managers. Those are the prosecutors in this case, and also the defense attorneys for Ken Paxton in this case. Paxton himself was here all morning listening to motion after motion trying to dismiss these articles of impeachment. But he did not return this afternoon for opening statements, and we were not given a reason why. So he was sitting there all morning. He was not here this afternoon to listen to the opening statements. Paxton has been elected 3 times since 2014, and back in May, the House voted overwhelmingly to impeach him, and so now it's up to the state Senate. They are serving as the jury in this case. They are also majority Republican to decide whether or not to convict one of their own. The political future of suspended Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton is on the line. The Texas State Senate set to vote on 16 articles of alleged misconduct in office after the House voted to impeach 123-21 back in May.
My colleagues and I will not stand for public corruption.
Most of the charges are connected to Paxton allegedly using his office to help friend and donor Nate Paul when Paul was being federally investigated. Paul has since been indicted for financial crimes. Paxton is also accused of accepting a bribe from Paul in exchange for hiring a woman with whom Paxton was allegedly having an affair. Additionally, Paxton's wife is a state senator. She will not vote as a juror, but will listen in on the trial and may hear testimony about her husband's alleged affair. Paxton's team insists none of the allegations are true and want the articles dismissed.
Ken Paxton will never be convicted by the Senate.
Paxton was endorsed by former President Donald Trump, who on Truth Social called the impeachment, quote, very unfair. Financial supporters of Paxton say a vote against the suspended AG could come with consequences.
A vote to impeach Ken Paxton does put a senator against most of their Republican voters and on the side of Democrats. And that often does lead to them getting opposition from a very broad conservative coalition.
And Nichole, speaking of Paxton's wife, Senator Angela Paxton has been on the floor this whole time listening in on the trial all morning and all afternoon so far during these opening statements. If Paxton is found to be convicted on at least one article of impeachment, he will be removed from office. And then it's up to the Senate to decide whether they want to vote to just completely ban him from seeking statewide office in Texas ever again. An impeachment wouldn't prevent him from seeking federal office, though. Nichole, again, those opening statements are still going on, and Paxton actually faces securities fraud charges in the state of Texas, and that case is still ongoing. Nichole.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.